I was up here.
Sam, please extol upon us your horrific earthquake story.
It was. I'll never forget.
Casey Anthony's on TV.
Oh my God.
Big-titted fucking baby-killing monster.
She's a big forehead, though.
I don't care.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, never. I was in one of the booths recording.
Yes. So you're in a booth.
Right. It's
Now,
soundproof.
that's claustrophobic as it is.
Yeah.
So this must have really gotten you.
It was. I looked up at one point. I was looking at my notebook, and then I looked up at the computer monitor. And it seemed like the picture on the monitor was bouncing up and down a little bit.
Whoa.
And I figure, oh, maybe I'm dizzy or there's something wrong with this monitor.
How great is that you thought you were having a fucking stroke?
Brain tumor.
But then it stopped shaking, so I said, oh, I'll just continue. And I was in there for another 10 minutes. And the monitor was fine after that. And then I came out of the soundproof booth, and everybody was panicking, and the radios around here were all blasting the news feed. And they were talking about the Pentagon being evacuated, and I was like, what did I miss?
What happened?
And they were like, there was an earthquake. And I said, no, I was in there. There was no earthquake.
Monitor
and then I realized
that the monitor.
And then I got home.
Yeah.
And I looked at my shelf. And two of my action figures.
Yes.
Were face down.
Face down.
Where they were standing the morning that I left.
Which, by the way, you did take a picture of and post. And people, the sympathy you got for that, just amazing.
Well, it really does show you that there is a touching side to the fans of this show, and that when there is a tragedy...
People pull together.
Yeah, they do pull together.
There is two of your action figures. Could you please tell us who those action figures are?
Well, that's Ted DiBiase Jr. and Christian on the ground after the damage that was left on my shelf. I mean, thank God Yoshitatsu is still standing there in the green.
Where do you have those set up like that?
They're in my apartment.
But where in your apartment is that awful shelf?
In the living room.
Your fucking chick allows that?
It's the wrestling shelf.
Toys.
There's a picture of me and Triple H on top and my championship belt on the bottom. Thank God nothing happened to those.
Sam, will you rebuild?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Yeah.
I may start some kind of PayPal account. That I could help, but I will try to rebuild. I was also
the courage to be able to rebuild, knowing that the threat of an earthquake is there, and perhaps more action figures will fall over in the future. That's a ballsy move.
Although a couple people on Twitter accused Sheamus, who's standing there with the lead pipe, of knocking the other two out while I was gone.
Well, no one was there to see it. The ref had his back turned, so you don't know. It could have been Sheamus with the pipe. You are a fucking baby.
It's just that's an awful shelf.
That's terrible.
I'd rather have a shelf of spam.
Shelf of shit. Just lumps of shit up there.
We're losing sight of the real damage here. The story behind this picture is that we were all affected by the East Coast earthquake yesterday.
I'm trying to think. As you're talking about your tale, I'm thinking of how could I structure a story around that for a film? That's an amazing story.
That's right. I mean, it's no crepe story, but it is. We all were affected differently.
Travis, are you okay?
Yeah, I was in the subway.
Travis,
I had no idea what happened.
Wow, that's like an action movie.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
If you were in the subway,
you came out and everything was different.
It's a different world. It's a post earthquake world.
I came out from underground, and I usually sleep on the subway.
Yeah.
So I wake up and
why should it be any different than here?
I check my Twitter feed, and it's just earthquake. And then my chick texts me. She's like, "Yeah, there was an earthquake." And I guess it was a little worse where we are because we live.
Of course it was, because it's worse
always
where
worse
everyone is.
Where you are.
Yeah, where you personally are.
We live out on Rockaway, which is like a 4-block peninsula.
And it rocks away. Like Rockaway would probably...
You're right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had an earthquake pour out of my mouth.
No, you didn't. I had a pencil insula once. So
you're in Rockaway, right?
Well, I wasn't. My wife was.
Right. Your wife was.
It was bad enough that, or it was long enough that she had time to figure out what was going on and wake up our daughter and stand in like the middle.
No, she did not
Yes,
stand in
she
a
did.
doorway or a.
From what I get, it was like a minute over there as opposed to like 15 seconds over here.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it's different where it's a peninsula and you're like we're like right on the water.
Now you guys are out on the water. Yeah. Was there fear of tsunami? Now you being on the water, there's a fear there, right?
Not from me, but I may have read on Facebook some other people that live in the area were fearing aftershocks and tsunamis.
Really?
More retarded people that live in the area.
Well, that's what this film that we're working on is going to be all about, the different experiences. I feel like for me, it's sort of the rebuilding process. For Travis, it's the action-adventure sort of thing. Eric and Roland, the harrowing tale of having to get down to the bottom floor of the building for crepes.
Hopefully the crepes in the truck hadn't spilled on the floor.
Exactly.
Making their trip null and void, right.
And my fiance was at work, so thank God she didn't have to see the damage firsthand. I was able to brace her before she came in the door.
Yeah, because that's something that stays with you.
Yeah.
You know, you can't unsee
this.
Two action figures.
I'll bet she knocked them over before she went to work, and there happened to be an earthquake. She just looked at that dumb display, and I'll bet every morning before she goes, she fucking flicks one with her finger. Fucking asshole.
Or she just kicks the side of the shelf.
I bet you there's been plenty of times where all of them were knocked over, and she's like, ugh, I just don't want to hear his mouth.
But without the coincidence of the earthquake, you didn't even give it a second thought, just set them back up, going like, it must have been something. I don't know.
Loose articulation in the ankles.
Yes. It's just that is you are so immature. It's adorable.
Wow.
Where's Mick Foley?
That's the SmackDown shelf. So Mick Foley's not.
Well, how many shelves do you have?
Wait, what? You have them segregated?
Obviously, and
obviously,
and there were people who noticed. You see Cody Rhodes there wearing the championship belt.
I don't know who that is.
Well, now, I'm saying now you do.
Looks like some guy named Dom.
But he is the current champion, so people on Twitter noticed that I changed the belts.
Oh, you changed the belt
as the titles change in life.
So who's the champion? Wow,
right.
That would let us know that is an accurate time-wise picture.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't have predicted that.
So you don't put the Rock in there? Is the Rock in there?
The Rock's a shelf below on the Legends shelf.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yeah. Well, it's a tall bookshelf, so there's like 5 shelves on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And you have wrestling figures and everything. How do they get Dusty, right?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes is there, yes.
Where's that? Under the fucking questionable preference shelf?
I mean, they get Dusty. If it gets bad, I'll use one of the whatever Swiffer things.
What?
You know,
what are you, the help? Get the little air thing and blow the air thing on there. Do you know the air thing that you clean your computer dust, your computer keyboard? Those you should use.
I find Swiffer does a better job.
How does he work with a Swiffer?
You know, you just use the cloth.
Fucking
a cloth on the fucking thing.
They probably all fall over.
Then you got to pick them up, each one individually.
Well, the air thing,
weakly articulated ankles.
Exactly. The air thing would probably knock some of them over.
Oh, would you love my glass display that I have in my apartment? I have a glass display thing, which it shouldn't. I spent way too much money on years ago.
Oh, he would love that, right?
Yeah, it's
Put them all in
fucking
there.
perfect for what you have.
Keep
I
the
know.
dust
I've
out.
seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
That'd be great for your wrestling figures.
I know.
But then the earthquake probably would have shaken that, and they all would have fallen over.
And then I would have had to go into the glass
a disaster
shelf.
That would have been.
Oh
Wow.
my God! Don't even speak of it.
Wow.
Does she like the shelves?
She doesn't mind.
Oh,
she'd probably rather put anything there, just books about clitoral circumcision, anything more enjoyable to look at than these figures.
Well, she prefers that there's one shelving unit as opposed to figures everywhere.
Would you put them everywhere if you could?
Well, God. I already do extend it out, like Akeem the African Dream and Macho Man Randy Savage stand next to the television.
Why?
Because I like them.
And you
they
could
stand next
see
to the
them
TV.
while you're watching television. You can glance over and be like, those are my favorites.
I like those guys. Right now, maybe they'll change positions.
Oh,
plus,
holy shit.
Are these all the same size?
Yeah. They're all to scale.
It's all the same figure, right? I mean, the same series.
Yeah, it's the same series. It's all Mattel.
Well, how tall
WWE.
is each one?
Yeah, that would be stupid, Jimmy, to have different ones.
I remember years ago, I used to collect dolls like this.
Dolls.
They are dolls. We'll go action figures.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah, the lack of that.
Exactly.
They fall down when there's a little shake.
They're atrophied figures. But I had like the Thing and the Fantastic Four, and this is in the 70s. But then they made bigger Hulk dolls, and I hated the bigger ones because it didn't match.
It doesn't make any sense anymore. I mean, the Big Show, of course, is going to be about a 7-inch figure, but your average figure would be about 6 inches.
Are they scale to each other? Like, is the Big Show bigger than the rest of these action figures?
Oh, yeah, they're to scale.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Mattel does a great job.
That's interesting, because then they can't just mold all the body parts for one thing and then just pop different heads on them.
Right. I mean, they do share some
Shut
of the
up, I don't care.
Okay.
I like the arms on this one are exactly the same as the arms on that one.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, they do.
Who's the guy in the red shorts over there?
That's Tyson Kidd.
Oh, I don't know who any of these guys are.
I know.
Where's fucking Ivan Putski?
They don't have an Ivan Putski yet. I mean, maybe he'll come out.
Why not into Legends? Why not George Animal Steel into Legends?
I have a George Animal Steel. He's a shelf.
Why
below.
wouldn't you? Who else is there?
I mean, there's 4 or 5 shelves worth.
I've never wanted to knock shelves over.
Oh.
Containing anything as
You
badly.
should clean the dust off of them with a shotgun.
Yeah, there were a few.
Thing to do.
How do I repair this? There were some that said with a blowtorch. There were some that said with a shotgun. Though they weren't being helpful, but for the majority of people, were sensitive. I don't think kids would buy an Ivan Putski figure.
You're probably right, but it's not all about the money, is it? When you're making real legends, you got to make real legends.
It's true. There's some integrity to the line.
Right. And kids don't buy this either. It's fucking adults.
That's right.
E-Rock, would you own any of these?
Would he?
I own a couple, not to the scale that Sam does, though.
You don't own nearly as many?
Nowhere near.
Does E-Rock know a lot about wrestling?
I mean, he knows. Like he's a wrestling fan, yes. But I mean,
I'm not as in depth or intense as Sam is.
I think Sam's a little OCD. I think Sam's a little OCD because I get it. I'm the same with other stuff, but I think Sam's a bit OCD with this collection.
Well, there was one like when I used to when I was a kid buy every single figure, like repaints, every single one. And at some point when I got older, and it's still difficult to this day, had to say one of each guy that is made. So I don't need to get every Undertaker. I have an Undertaker.
So
figure.
was it like Toy Story 3?
I didn't see Toy Story 3.
You gave your little dolls away?
No, I didn't give them away.
What'd you do?
They're in my parents' house. I mean, they're literally
they're in the
closets
attic,
and closets and closets
talking
full.
about.
Here's what
Closets.
Sometimes something like this you could probably make some kind of I don't know who would give a fuck, but it'd be a cool display if you could set it up. But then again, there's probably people that have more stuff than you, right? Like dolls and stuff.
I mean, action figures, dolls, a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, there has to be people who have larger collections than me. But I have a fairly extensive wrestling.
But you still, and you buy like all the dolls. Like you buy, like these people they're.
Well, I buy current action figures.
They're
yeah,
nobodies.
I go into no Yoshitatsu, maybe, but Sheamus is a main event guy.
Are there any
I know,
other-
but this kid
Yeah.
guy, like you
Look
don't need
at
that
that.
doll.
Look at the action figure positioning. You see how he's towards the back of the shelf?
Yeah.
The main event guys are going to be at the front.
Are there any dolls you don't have that you want to buy?
Well, there's
dolls.
There's lots of action
Doll.
figures.
Doll. What?
Action figure.
That you don't have?
Yeah, I mean, and they keep making
What's
them.
the next doll purchase you'll make?
Well, I am looking for a Bam Bam Bigelow action figure from the Legends
Bam
line.
Bam Bigelow.
How much do these dolls run?
The action figures, the current ones are like 12, 13, 14 bucks.
That's not bad. All right.
And the Legends are a little more expensive. You're talking $17, $18.
Do you now? This would actually be a cool. As much as I want to smash Sam, I do get this. Like,
I get it. I completely get it.
Here's where this would be cool. If you had
a garbage can?
How great would they be with fucking just garbage juice and pigeon shit?
I'd be
scraped out macaroni that you didn't eat, just laying on their faces.
Fucking meatloaf. Come on, Jess, man up already. Get rid of this shit.
I'd be super pissed.
But if you had a basement, like a house with a basement,
yeah,
and you could get like a wall display where they were along the wall in a kind of a glass display case.
That's what I've always wanted to do that because I have all the collections from when I was
we all
younger.
have our dreams.
Yeah,
that's not my dream. It's just something.
Would you like to buy some of the repaints?
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I would buy more.
What is?
You need a
Why
raise.
don't you just not buy these dolls and then just buy the ones that you really want?
Well, the action figures that I buy are the ones that have the priority, of course.
What is? Maybe we can go on eBay or something. I'm curious as to what is I don't remember where those dolls that I had when I was a kid are, but I still love them. Like I remember the packaging they came in, those little Marvel Comics ones. And like, if you're kind of OCD, it's like, you have to have them all.
Yeah.
What is the fucking get for a wrestling doll?
All right. Well, I just eBayed wrestling doll.
Well, you're not going to get
figure. Try action figures.
Action figures, the better result finder.
Here you go, Hulk Hogan talking wrestling doll.
I have that.
Of course.
I don't think it talks anymore.
Go
but
to
I
a
have
price.
Thank God. I wish the real Hulk was like that.
The Hulkster in Heaven doll. It's a little box with a fucking tear on it.
A little fucking dopey kid.
Yeah, there's just one empty seat with a W because it's Wembley.
Wembley.
374 wrestling figure collection with free bonuses. $1,300. That's the starting bid. Nobody's bid on it.
Let me see, Jeff.
Wow.
Is that the most expensive one?
No, there's a single.
No, I'm saying-
wow, that's a whole Hasbro collection. I think I have
had
every
a lot
single
of those
one.
as a
Oh
kid.
boy,
Are they hard to get?
Some of them are, some of them not.
No, those are probably harder when they're in the box, but you at least you take them out of the box. You're
Yeah.
not just collecting them to sell.
I got bad though when I was like 13 or 14. For about a year, I bought 2 of every single figure that came out.
one in the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you
keep one in the
It's weird.
box.
I have like boxes at home of.
That's why you don't
figures
eat
just in
certain
the box.
foods, and that's why you have a sickness from being overly mothered.
Surprised that's the only box you don't get into or do get into. Shit.
That's
Is
all right.
this worth
He wasn't
$1,500?
supposed to get.
I mean,
What is
I don't
that?
have any of the rock and wrestling series.
Would you want them?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
That's
I don't
the
have
Rowdy
that. I
Roddy
mean, rock and
Piper.
wrestling is like the cartoon, and so they
Oh.
look more cartoony. I don't. And the box is in perfect condition.
What is? I think with Star Wars ones too.
Oh, yeah.
I think with the original Star Wars, which we all had, what were the sand ones? I believe
Sand
me.
people.
Yeah, I think that was the sand people. The little guy is the hardest one to get in the box.
Oh, the
Or
Jawas?
The Jawas.
Jawa, they
Yeah,
call
yeah, yeah.
The ones that
With
were,
the hoods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of them in the
Soldier
box
droids.
is real. I saw a Star Wars poster. I forget how much, an original art poster for thousands of fucking dollars.
Oh yeah, there it is for like.
There you go. One sold for $910.
$910.
That's
I thought
loose,
they were even
though.
more than that. That's loose.
In the box there.
$750. But they're graded too, so like
Yes.
everything's
Jim
yeah.
10.
They do that for everything now.
Are these the small? Oh yeah, 1978. Unpunch. What's that mean?
There's probably not a hole punch, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
To
We're
put it-
selling faggy wrestling dolls.
They're not.
Faggy wrestling dolls for any faggot that wants one.
What's ironic is that is what Don West is selling now.
Is he doing
Yes.
that now?
I don't buy the TNA.
Look
figures.
at this doll. Let's open it up. Check it out. It's another unknown wrestler. Another has-been. Is that what he's doing?
He's not in those words, but yeah, he
Well.
is selling TNA action figures, and selling them like that.
Who are
trying to-
some of the people in TNA?
Well, Mick Foley was. He's gone now. but, Hulk Hogan has TNA figure. And
well.
Jeff Hardy's there. And
Why don't you get these?
Hardy Boys.
Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, the TNA guys. That's you got to cut the line some places. Now it's
And that's where you
There was
drew
a-
the line in the sand?
there was a time when I would have gotten the TNA guys because I needed every wrestling figure, but I don't get anything. From
I
TNA.
should buy them because I would like to buy them just to break them in front of Sam.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would upset me.
God,
Because why
love-
would
I
why would you
I
just
don't
give them
know.
Big Boss Man comes with exploding heart.
to me? Oh,
His heart explodes. Quite the action figure or doll, depending on how fairy-like you are.
They could have a whole line of exploding heart dolls.
Yeah, exactly. Holy
I did just
shit.
get the British Bulldog.
The British Bulldog, his heart explodes too. Be dialing, people. Be dialing 911 for the action figure.
I had to get 2 more by the end of the month.
Comes with a flatline EKG.
I had to buy 2 more from Toys R Us by the end of the month because they're doing a deal where if you buy 4 and you send the UPCs in, you
Yeah.
get a free Vince McMahon.
Oh, wow.
Mattel has not made a Vince McMahon, and so far I've bought 6, so I need 2 more so I can get 2 and leave 1, of course, package.
Oh, you still do that?
Well, just for the
It's not going to be worth
special one.
anything.
I like the special ones. I would like to have one in the box.
What piece of wrestling paraphernalia that would you like to have that you've seen? Like, 'cause your chair is pretty cool. That's signed by all those people.
Right, I would like. I don't have anything. I don't think ring used wrestling gear like tights,
Oh, okay.
boots,
Of course.
things like that. That's what I would really like to have.
Those are hard to get.
Get
Yeah.
the Macho Man and a Bronco. Macho Man and a Bronco. Whiskey bottle included in this one, people.
Tree sold separately.
Tree sold separately. But we're going to throw it in if you buy it on FlexPay.
have that old Vince McMahon. Just
That's
not
sold for $125.
Oh, I don't have it packaged. That's the old LJN Vince McMahon.
Maniacal Chris Benoit! Maniacal Chris Benoit! Maniacal Chris Benoit! And his dead family. Buy it now, people. This isn't going to last just like his family.
3-pack?
It's a 3-pack. Still in the box, the wooden ones that they were buried in. Bedailing the SWAT team.
It's horrible.
Terrible. Say something like that.
Just trying to talk about the damage from the earthquake. I didn't think we were going to get into Chris Benoit's family.
Well, you know, it's tragedy. Tragedy, we're doing a tragedy break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would need, though, I mean, a giant... If I actually wanted to display everything I have, including the figures...
Yeah.
I mean, I'd need a humongous basement.
Why would you put them in the basement?
Well, like
Prominently
a finished
displayed.
basement.
That's a cool place to put them.
Prominently displayed.
There will one day be a Sam Roberts house with a Sam Roberts man cave. And by man cave, I mean a room where I
Your
put...
asshole.
No.
No?
I would love that if somebody broke into your house with a gun and like in Olivier and the Marathon Man, you could only keep the action figures that you could swallow or shove in your asshole.
And then he could keep the whole collection.
Exactly. Jess would also start to ask for some of her stuff. Like, I didn't know there's so much room in there. Can you bring my shoes?
Get the Pat Patterson and the Ring Boy doll. Oh, no. With working genitalia, articulated genitalia. And look, his hand fits right on the ass and locks in. Locks into his ass. Pat Patterson with articulated penis.
It should become a rack.
What? I would buy some of those if they were advertised like that.
Poor taste wrestling action figures.
Yes. That's great. Now, what? Jess cannot like this as a beautiful young woman. She likes. Seems to like the better things in life.
Yeah, she does. But what she doesn't mind it. Like, she likes that I have passions.
Yeah.
And I also try to point out action figures of things that she likes.
Yeah.
For instance, she always liked Twilight Zone growing up. So I go, oh, look how cool this action figure is, and she'll feign interest, but, you know.
It's not her thing.
She doesn't care.
I wish I envy people who don't like that stuff. Like, I love it. I as much as I get it, and I wish I didn't get it. I wish I was like, you cunt, but I fucking get it.
Things. Like, I all the time, I wish I could just clear everything out of the apartment and just get rid of everything I own. But there's no way I can get rid of this stuff.
Do you know how many people have seen my stuff and just go, oh, it's like a museum in here?
Yeah.
Like, the way I frame everything, and it has to be. And it's like it takes the fun out of life. Like, I obsess over nothing. It's
Right.
so
But once
stupid.
it's all up there, it's nice to have, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I got into that movie poster thing. Now I'm like fully
But you have a
engrossed in
finished
that.
basement with a movie theater in it, and maybe 6 or 7 posters, tastefully done. Ange picked out. Of course, I fucking saw the frames that Ange picked out, and now I want to burn my own apartment to the ground. I got to go buy new frames.
The museum glass, no glare.
I
or
go with that
anything.
stuff,
It's
of course. But I mean,
fantastic. You got to.
Yeah, the frames are beautiful that she picked out for him.
What are we on a Molly?
If posters were like what I was into, the wall would be covered in frames and posters. Like, you wouldn't see wall.
Oh.
It would just be posters. And that's not tastefully done.
I was like that as a kid with my Kiss stuff, and I was always jealous of my friend James because his mother let him put on the ceiling in his room. So his ceiling and walls were covered, but my parents would never let me touch the ceiling. Like, once in a while, I'd start doing the ceiling, and just until they told me to take shit down.
I get furiously jealous when I see people with with wrestling collections that have stuff that I don't have.
Like, who's one, or what have you seen that's one that you really like that you didn't?
Well, this is a good one. You're not going to believe the deal we got. It's the masturbating cuckold Hulk Hogan with his wife with double penetration action. DP action. Masturbating cuckold Hulk Hogan action figure doll.
Is there a Brutus the Barber Beefcake Hulk Hogan 2-pack?
Brutus the Barber Beefcake Hulk Hogan double dong dildo pack. Let's pull the dildo out and look. I'm going to open this package up. Think of the fun.
It's just stuff that's in like better condition than I have it because my stuff is old from when I was a kid. And so some of it is played with because I played with stuff when I was and like they have like the old
So the
stuff.
paint where the ass cheeks are is all worn off.
Those aren't the moves I did.
Speed dialing.
Speed dialing.
They got the Sergeant Slaughter speed dialing because he's slaughtering everybody.
What?
Yeah, that's wow, that would be a good one. Be dialing now for the Owen Hart action figure. Owen Hart action figure. With it includes gravity. With splatting action figure. Gravity included.
With prolapsing asshole from hitting the canvas.
It's the Iron Sheik water pistol. Iron Sheik water pistol. Pisses right through his penis. It's amazing. Be dialing, people. Be dialing. Because he pisses himself, get it? Oh God, that's
fucking hilarious, man.
That's wonderful.
Jesus,
I'm glad most of your action figures pulled through.
Yes, I mean
from the big earthquake.
Where have you seen better collections?
online. I go to wrestling figure message boards and look at their pictures.
There's wrestling figure message boards?
Yes, absolutely.
Why would you
Where do they
go
all come
there?
from? Asshole.com?
There's so many smut sites. Why go anywhere else?
Exactly.
There's a big wrestling action figure message board that I'm on all the time. I don't post.
Do they know you on there? Oh, no.
But
Is it wfigs.proboard? Okay.
Yep.
Figs. Oh, it's kind of like the one you go to, Ent.
No, that's a little different.
Where
but
should I go?
If you scroll down, Wrestling Figure Talk, Mattel.
Okay.
That's where I hang out.
9 viewing.
Oh, this should be called like Figuremania. This is pretty cool. All right, so.
See, like that's a great topic. Will we see a Kevin Nash anytime soon?
Hey,
I don't
will
know.
we?
I can't think of a link I would click on in fucking less want to click on than that.
Right.
Fucked baby photos I would click on before that.
I have it bookmarked if you need the address.
This site
Horrible.
fucking stinks.
Well, see, they post pictures of stuff that's coming out. That's where all the news breaks. Then people post pictures of collections.
Why don't you show your shit collection?
I'm not gonna.
Why not? Your fucking awful wooden shelf collection that you built.
Nothing wrong with my.
Stinks.
I didn't build the shelf.
Collection's fucking horrendous.
Uh-huh.
Did your mother have a message board for Sam collectibles that nobody's on to her? I have his hair. I have his teeth.
Taking pictures of my Boy Scout uniform.
Yeah.
Click on WrestleMania 27 figs right there.
How long ago is it? 27.
That was last year.
Oh, big deal. It's new.
I just wanted to see if there were any pictures up. That was just
Now,
for my
what's
own.
a collection you've seen one that you've seen one on here that you were jealous of?
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember a username, but if you just scroll around on that board, you'll find people just post pictures of collections, and sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they're horrible, and
Like we've been looking at, yes.
No, my collection is not horrible, and that was just a small segment of it. That was just to display the earthquake damage to my collection.
Heartbroken Jerry the King Lawler with genuine crying action. What a pussy. And his chick that fucks everybody. Now it's just getting personal.
This guy has a lot of CM Punk action figures.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
See, I'm a little jealous of that because when the last company was making figures, I had a CM Punk collection as well, and I didn't maintain it into the Mattel line.
Punk.
I just bought one
The
of.
fuck is in CM Punk?
I've never seen anything more bowlable into.
Would you love to take a nice 16-pounder
Holy
and just roll it right into it?
I would love to. After hours were spent setting it up properly.
CM Punk is one of my favorites.
I don't know
Is
what
it?
CM Punk is.
He's a big time wrestler. There he is.
That's him.
Why do you like him? Looks
he's
fruity
pretty
in the
cool.
eyes.
He's not fruity. He's very good at what he
He
does.
looks like an MMA fighter actually with his tattoos.
He's very good at what he does, and he's bringing something cool back to wrestling.
Check out the Jim Ross doll we have. Pull the string. It talks as its mouth droops from the Bell's palsy. It's one of the only Bell's palsy action figures ever made, people. Be Derler. Be Derler.
Bell's palsy rules.
Hey, Numbface. Be Derler. Special drooling action.
Oh, you're funny, dude.
I love that shit.
Oh, there's one I'm excited about. Macho King MOC pick.
Oh, you're funny.
Right there. That's
Oh, good God.
This is the one I'm looking forward to a lot.
Ah, the Macho King, Randy Savage.
Macho King.
That's
And all
him
his
with the
getup.
crown.
I saw it at Comic-Con displayed, so.
Now, is there an old? Let's see. I want to see old action figures. Like, show me a really old one.
Snap into an oak tree.
If you just Google image Hasbro or LJN WWF, you'll find it.
Ugh, every time we click back on that fucking awful shelf collection,
I know, I hate it.
Just standing there on that fucking homemade woodshop shelf. How humiliating for them.
What are those figures? They look
these
a
are the
little
old ones. I had these as a kid.
caricaturish.
Those are the Hasbros. Those are from when, like, Travis and me were growing up.
Jake
just
the Snake
after
Roberts,
the
I
LJN.
see that.
Jake the Snake Roberts. A little trivia for you, Anthony.
Yes, yes,
That Jake the
please.
Snake Roberts
Yeah.
was my first wrestling action figure.
Wow.
That's right.
Are these worth money?
Some of them
They're
are.
not. They're shit.
Andre the Giant is worth money.
I would
if
say
he's
the
in
Big Boss
box.
Man ones. Well, the Big Boss Man's in a box. But are
not
the dead
these
ones
floating
now? Are
heart.
the dead ones more valuable than the living wrestlers?
Not always. No.
No?
No. It has more to do with the figure than the wrestler.
Now, what is the? Let me ask you, how much is the Andre worth? What is the most valuable wrestling figure? Like with comic books, people could say, well, it's Action Comics #1, or it's with baseball cards, it's the Honus Wagner. What is the fucking Honus Wagner of this?
I don't know if there is one per se, but like in this line, the Andre is pretty rare. In the box, it's probably like you could probably get one for like $90.
That's it?
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Shit.
they came out in like 1989, so it's not like it's that old.
Yeah, the thing
Right.
about these figures is that there's so many of them.
Right,
But,
and
like,
they're mass produced.
Yeah, in the box, they're probably worth a little more, but like everybody had these. You
But,
know?
okay, so what is one that wasn't mass produced, like a fucking an old Dusty Rhodes or a magazine or so? What's an old wrestling thing that's really worth money?
Well, I mean, it would probably be like ring used gear goes for a lot of money.
Is there anybody on the phone that knows any of this? These are all just people trashing
gear.
us.
Oh, I know, of course.
But is there anybody who like, actually is a collector that knows?
I don't know.
Jim
Okay.
saying you don't know anything about wrestling. Let's get somebody on the phone.
I know lots about
You
wrestling.
do, but you don't know anything about the action figure value. You're just pointing at your heroes and going, "Yay!" Fucking such.
Well, they're not like there is no super like $1,000 action figure.
He's
Okay.
saying there's no one that you're looking
Right.
for.
And the Star Wars one is that little guy. I don't
Right.
know why now I'm interested in this.
Like there's not a huge.
Because collectibles are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
all
are.
collect things.
But they're not. It's funny. Like since like, even maybe '89 or it started, but baseball cards from before then, before people knew. But then after that, everybody knew to save
Everyone
them.
knew to save them. They pumped out a fuckload under different names.
And they would make them like $400 a meet, like these shitty Don Russ fucking cards or all these. It's like
Yeah.
nobody. What are you doing?
Those are the ones Tom West was really hawking a lot of
Don
those,
Russ.
man. Yeah, he'd sell like a box of the fucking things. 1,000,000 cards.
I'll
Like-
bet you they're valueless now.
For a while,
Oh, yeah.
Baseball cards took a major dive.
Big
Baseball
shit.
cards from like the '80s, like Frank Thomas or the '90s, all the ones that were
Yeah.
like expensive for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it started being, like Topps special, edition, Topps this, Donruss, Upper Deck, once there was 20 different cards.
Flooded the market.
Yeah. Stuff from the 80s and before is still worth
And
money.
the '70s, yeah. Even though you said "and before," and I had to add "and the '70s."
Yeah,
which
because that would
we
be
got
before.
it.
a blue Blazer figure came out right after Owen Hart died. Like it was already in the shipping process, so they couldn't stop it from coming out. And when that figure came out, it was worth hundreds of dollars.
It's
Like,
still out.
yeah, but now it's not worth close to what it was.
Just
worth.
like the Joker figure from The Dark Knight when
Right.
right after Heath Ledger died.
right,
They pulled that figure.
right.
They pulled it.
Yeah.
Is it back out now?
I don't think
Why
so.
wouldn't
It did. Yeah, it came back
Oh,
out.
did it
I
come
found
back out?
one, and now it's not worth much.
Jesse the Body Ventura doll with dandelion-like hair. You blow it, it just falls out. It's amazing. Good fun, people, for the kids. Dandelion hair. Just give it a little puff and watch it fall out of his head. Riff-raff hairdo, as per Jim Norton.
If I sold everything, I could get a lot of money for it, but that's because
No,
I have
you couldn't.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that includes your chick and your apartment. Then you could get a lot of money.
If I sold my whole...
I've been watching this show about collectors now. You know, it's like the hoarder-collector thing. And a lot of these collectors are like organized hoarders. Yeah. And I saw the one with the woman with the shoes.
I saw it too, yes.
Okay, here's the deal. This woman has fucking umpteen thousands of shoes.
What show is this? I'll try and find it.
It's
on TLC.
Something with collectors. It's on TLC. What the fuck is it called? Someone will get it up here within seconds.
There's also a kid collecting vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, the kid that collected vacuums was just a weirdo.
The woman was the best though with the shoes. It was miniature shoes.
She had miniature shoes and then full size ones and anything that was shaped like a shoe. This fucking dumb bitch would buy.
Was she
collection obsession?
I do get hoarding for that reason, but there is a fine line between collecting and hoarding. There absolutely is.
And the collection obsession one, she had these shoes, and then she had an appraiser come in because she wanted to have the collection appraised so she could get a bank loan for like $750,000 to open up a shoe store.
No, I think
kind
it was
of a thing.
I think
for her collection.
I think she wanted a $700,000 loan.
$700,000? Oh, did I say $750,000?
I'm stupid. I thought you said one.
No, that's an excellent distinction to make.
You go ahead.
How much was it, Sam? $1 million minus $250?
Perhaps more than that.
But you know what? Could you sell yours? Like, here's the thing: there's collectors, and then there's people who can collect and sell.
None.
I could never sell. Like, I could never be a guy that made money off stuff because I could never sell.
Well, she didn't want to sell her dumb shoes. She wanted to assess it and have take the value and get a loan against that, and then open up a shoe design shop. That was her big thing. And the guy came in and he's looking around. He's like, "Well, this, She goes, "Here's my Tiffany shoe," and it's like a boot, the Tiffany thing, but it wasn't Tiffany. It was a fake.
Oh,
and he's like, "That, probably $50."
It's spelled TIFF-Knee, KNEE.
A knee.
A boo.
Tip a boo. And she, the guy was like, "Yeah, if that was a real Tiffany, it would be worth, $250,000." He goes, "This probably about $30 or something." It was like
Did she know it was a fake?
She started, she started getting real mad though. Like I don't like this guy lowballing my stuff, and she wouldn't take his final assessment. She wouldn't even hear it. He said, "Well, what you paid for it is different than what it's worth." He goes, "You paid such and such an amount, but it's worth about maybe $5,000." And she was all pissed off.
She's gotten ripped off.
She just thought her collection was worth a lot. To her, it's worth it's her everyday life. It's her whole life is the dumb fuck shoes. And so it's very important to her, and she sees it as very expensive. But then you get a guy in there that does this for a living. It's just another collection. So his is going to be more accurate. He's not attached to it emotionally. So that was that. And this dumb fucking bitch with these crazy dolls.
Do you know, I've seen stuff. It's funny. Like, I've looked at stuff that I have. Like, I have a lot of UFC signed stuff. Like, I have a couple of books signed by, like so many of the guys, fucking Hoist Gracie, and a whole shitload I got on these Dana White mag. And then I see how much these autographs go for. I'm like, fuck, these are worth money.
Yeah,
it doesn't even occur to me to sell them, though.
No,
I have no desire to sell that shit.
You didn't get him to sell.
No.
You got him because you like this shit.
But it's like sometimes you have stuff that's worth more, but it's emotionally like, I can't let that stuff go. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But I have everything from the time I've never thrown out anything wrestling related. Right. So I have all the old T-shirts, all the old paraphernalia that they sold, and that's the stuff that actually goes for money because you can't get it anymore.
It's not mass produced anymore.
Right.
Ugh. Rock T-shirts. It's funny, old Rock T-shirts are worth. I almost bought one when I did the Ozzy tribute a couple years ago. I wanted to wear but I'm too fucking fat for the mediums. And what happened to people? Were people in 1990 or 1980, 1970 all 108-pound twinks? How do these shirts are all so small? The old Rock shirts, but they're all fucking expensive, man.
They used to shrink like fucking crazy, especially the early 80s ones, even the late 70s. If you went to a concert and bought a shirt, one washing, it would be a midriff top that you couldn't even put your head through the fucking head hole anymore. And then they were made of material that was, I think it was like 5 thread count. It was like you're wearing mesh.
But I was looking recently on my, when I moved out of my parents' house finally, and this is going back fucking, 13 years, I was 30. But by the time I got all my shit out of there, I had all these I probably had 50 rock shirts. And I'm looking at them like, why did you throw them out? But I'm like, what, I wear them again?
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear them.
And you wouldn't want to sell them.
Would you?
No, I know. I mean, I literally, the way I want to collect stuff, I act like I have an 8-story house. I want displays, but nobody would give a shit. Like, my dream is to own a place where it's like I just walk around and can go, huh? And nobody fucking cares but me. It's stupid. Baseball cards people care about. Stuff like that, but nobody gives a fuck about the stuff I like or your wrestling. I'm not
sure
shitting on
they
you.
do. And it is in the
the most people
presentation.
don't give a fuck, dude. You're right. The most people don't. Your posters are really nice, but if you had 300 of them, nobody would care. You have
Well,
fucking
that is
10,
true.
and that's
It's
the beauty
just
of
kind
it.
of there for the room.
Not only do they not care, they think it's lame. like, this is stupid. Why would you have all this stuff?
Well, if you have a few good things that you wanted to display and then, just store the rest.
Right.
That's fine, yeah.
A few good things. What did you don't have a holy grail for wrestling stuff that you want? I keep asking the same question.
It's just the ring use stuff. Like, I would,
Ring used.
yeah, like tights, like Macho Man boots, like yellow with the stars on it. Something like that. Like maybe
Hulk's wife's condoms, used condoms, tied up and shoved in E-Rock's pants.
Why don't we ask Vince or somebody from wrestling or Mick Foley? Why don't you get something from Mick Foley?
that's one of my favorite things that I have is one time when JBL was in here, he brought in a cowboy hat that he had worn on Raw for me, and he gave it to me, and he signed it, and there was a stain on the inside from when CM Punk had thrown whiskey at him on TV.
Shit.
And so that was like amazing to me.
Now you own
that's a cool
that.
one.
And
Yeah.
But Mick's not going to give you anything because he's selling all of his stuff, right?
He sold it all for charity. Like, he put a ton of his
Mick Foley Foundation.
That chiseler.
he put a ton of his ring use stuff on eBay. But like, I want it badly. He had his boots with leopard print, and there were still thumbtacks in the bottom from one of his matches with Ric Flair. And I wanted it, but they went for like $3,000 or more, which I think they should have gone for more. But
You do?
I couldn't afford $3,000 for a pair of Mick Foley boots.
Is Mick's a weird guy because I'm fascinated with him because he's a really good dude.
Yeah.
And he's just a complete penny pincher, but he's also generous with his time for charity. Like, he really does give away. He's not a dick.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with that guy. He's just such a wacko in every way.
He's a good egg.
Really, he's a great guy.
But he does get stranger every time we talk.
Dude, he's out of his. He's coming in later. Tonight, actually, he's performing at the Brokerage in Long Island at 8 o'clock. BrokerageComedy.com.
He's doing stand-up.
I would love to see Mick Foley perform stand-up.
Last time he came in here, he said he was, as WWE champion, he slept on some fan's couch after, and it was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know how close I was to having Mick Foley sleep over my house, because if I knew that was a possibility,
Yeah, you probably could have done that.
I would do that today.
How creepy. Mick opens his eyes, and you're just staring at him from like 3 inches away.
Taking photos with the flash off.
Yeah, you open your eyes, and Nick is down at the foot of your bed, smelling your feet and jerking off.
Oh, shit. You'd enjoy that, though.
I'd be all right.
It's like, yeah, why not?
Sure, go ahead, Mick. Finish yourself off.
You know what? Before an earthquake happens or something, see, now it's possible.
It is.
Come on now. Let's eat. We'll take a little break-a-rooney, as I like to call them.
And as we go to break,
Yes, sir.
Aunt, you're just a funny guy. That
Oh,
was
Jimmy.
fucking hilarious.
Please. I laugh and laugh at the Jim Norton.
That dude, that's fucking. Oh God, if I could do impressions, that's funny.
I just wish I knew more wrestlers and the tragic way they died.
There's plenty of them.
Fucking hour on that one.
Fucking great.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, let's take a break. We'll eat. And I welcome the people at home listening. Take this time to eat. Go ahead, get yourself a good breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. We'll be right back.